Okay, everybody, I think we can start right now. More participants gonna come later on, but I think we should run according to the schedule. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. I kindly ask you to mute yourself when there's a speaker talking. And if you would like to raise your hand, you can use the reaction option and let me know in the group chat if you would like to ask a questions. And I may have met most of you here. Some of you I haven't met yet in person or virtually, but today is a great honor to meet you all. And the purpose of this meeting today is to, first of all, bring closer the ecosystem member together. Hopefully you'll find new ideas for collaborations or to find new clients or to help each other out. And especially in this kind of limited ability to meet face to face, I hope that this online meeting will solve the problem somehow, that we can meet each other still, we can still talk and discuss, at least within Tampere region. And please notice that you are able to talk and share. This is not a webinar, this is a meeting, so you can share your ideas if you want to ask some questions. And as a matter of fact, today we have these organization joining us today, and I have received about 55 registration, so I'm expecting about 40-ish plus if we have many people joining today. And I hope that this meeting will be fruitful for you. We will have some questions to all participants today later on via questionnaire link that I will share in the group chat, because I hope that this is the best time for me to get more information from you about what is going on with your company and what do you need or what kind of support you need from Business Tampere. So please help me fill in and notify you again when I put that into the group chat. Together with me today is Julia from our team. She will be the moderator, and we also have Lena, who will be taking care of the questions and answers, so she will let all speakers know if there's questions for you. And we also have all speakers here already. You'll get to know about them when they start talking. And what else? Yeah, so last but not least, welcome to join the very first Tampere Health Ecosystem meetings and the first meeting of 2021. I hope that we can use this space to get to know more about each other, and of course to plan how we're going to go through 2021 together successfully. And that is it for my own side, and we should start now. Hari, welcome to the meeting, and please share if we your slide right here.
All right, am I good to go? Apparently so. Yeah, on my behalf as well, welcome to the Tampere Health event by Business Tampere. My name is Hari Ojala. I'm a director at Business Tampere. We've had several events in health domain over the past year, but today I believe, as Juan said, is the first time we're inviting the whole ecosystem together. Still many are missing from our list, but this is a great start. If Business Tampere is new to some, couple of words about our mission, which is to attract investments to the region and help our local companies, startups included, to grow and reach new global markets. I'm happy to say that despite rough circumstances we've had lately, we managed to help over 900 clients last year, and around 20 companies relocated to the region as our clients. Our business takes place mainly in different ecosystems, health tech and life science ecosystem being one of them. And by that, we refer to the over 110 companies. university hospital, specialized hospitals, 70 research groups at the med school, educators, test environments, and so on that operate in this region. As many of you know, we've been ramping up our health sector operations in let's say over the past couple of years, and I can say that 2021 will definitely be the best year service-wise so far. I'm especially excited about the test bed and health data projects we're doing with the university hospital and the university. And of course, the fact that we're announcing a new business advisor for health in mid-March. And together with our one, they will form your go-to team at Business Tampere. All in all, our services, just as a reminder, they consist of funding activation and clinics, of course, networking and training and info events, such as this one, startup programs, specifically at the new platform 6, which was opened in September, and attracting investments and partnerships and promoting sales and marketing globally. But feel free to reach out and ask more about services for you from us. But let's get to the program. Thanks everybody for joining today. And once again, you are warmly welcome.
Thanks, Harry. And everyone, please have a look at the chat box because now I am putting the link to the survey. We still have 2 minutes before the next speaker, so please help me fill in this survey. It's very short. You don't have to type a lot, but please give me some insight about what kind of support you're looking for. And we will start at exact in 2 minutes next. So, yes. Okay, everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Tero Valima from Sanden. Please, Tero. you have to use your own.
Okay. Yeah, hi Van, I can hear you, just to let you know.
Okay, Tero, please go ahead.
Yes, let's start again. So I will tell a few words about Santen and as a corporation, and also Santen's vision for patient centricity. So the next slide, introduction of myself. So my background is from pharmaceutical industry, biomaterials, implants, financing, and medical technology, and over 25 years of those at the moment, and 9 of those years I have been in Santen. So at the moment I'm the director in Ophthalmology Innovation Center, and also one of my hats is the global R&D strategy. And also I'm working as a global ambassador for patient centricity in our cooperation. And why I'm working in this area? So I have really enjoyed working closely with the ophthalmologists, surgeons, different kind of doctors, patients, financiers, and hospital management, and as a goal to find new ways to treat patients. About the Santen values, so we follow the Japanese saying "Tenki ni sano suru," which means exploring the secrets and mechanisms of nature in order to contribute to people's health. So next slide, please. And some words about our history, so our heritage. Santen was based or founded 130 years ago in Japan, and it's committed to the vision. So the founding year was 1890. We had the first eye drops in the market in Japan 1899. And the company was listed in Tokyo Stock Exchange 1977. The first company here in Europe was in Germany, Santen, and that was actually a selling organization. But in 1970, I founded So Santen acquired here, and based on the action and all of the functions in European area. So the goal was to come into the Europe area and sell the Santen products over here. In 2008, we had the first preservative-free prostaglandin, Taflotan. And during these years, we have acquired quite many companies, smaller companies, to fill up our pipeline. So Novagali 2012, MSD glaucoma franchise in 2014, Infocus 2016, and the latest one was JCell 2020. Next, please. So as you can see in this picture, we are really global. So we have 31 subsidiaries in Asia, Europe, States, 2 of them in Japan, 2 in USA, 1 in Singapore, 1 in Finland, and 1 in France. We have also own manufacturing sites, 1 in Noto, 1 in Shiga, those are in Japan, and 1 in Suzhou in China. And we are using multiple CMOs for production in Europe. Next one, please. Some numbers of our business. So we have over 30 million patients who are using our products. Revenue dedicated to R&D is 9.7, which is very good number for a pharmaceutical company. And the 2019, the revenue for fiscal year was 2 billion euros. And most of that one came from prescription pharmaceuticals. And a few words about patient centricity. So we believe that the number of patients will increase during the next following years a lot. So the population growth, aging, lifestyle changes, urbanization, that will grow the number of patients all the time. 2.2 billion are now having a vision impairment or blindness, and 1 billion of those are not treated at the moment. And it's not only the patient, it's also the family and those who are caring the patient. So patient advocates, nurses, etc., home care, all of those. And we should involve the patients as active participants in all of our R&D processes. So simply by enrolling and passive research is not the way that we should do it today. We should take them actively on the R&D process. And the vision, it's the most dominant of our senses, plays a critical role in everyday facet and stage of our lives. And the regulatory aspect, as you can see here, the patient involvement in EMA, the pre-submission evaluation and post-authorization, the patients are included in all of these stages, and same in FDA in US. So taking care of people is also taking care of business. So we believe that the business will follow when we are taking care of people. We are actively doing partnerships with other companies, institutions, and can help us to do the R&D work. And as a last one, I call for ideas. So we are continuously looking for new treatments, devices, new dosing systems, applications that will improve the patient's vision experience. So here you can see the link where you can contact, and also you can contact me if you have something which we are really interested to discuss more with you. Okay, that's about it. Thank you very much.
Yes, and we have 1 minute for questions. You can put in the chat if you have a question for Tero, or if you would like to get more information from him. And later on, you can also send me an email if you'd like to be in touch with Tero. And if you don't have any questions, I will move forward with the next speakers. Now we still have 30 seconds. Okay. Bear from AstraZeneca just said thank you for the interesting overview.
Since we have time, I can say it verbally also. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we will start with the next speaker, Hans and Mika.
Hello, everyone. And how much time did we have? 5 minutes?
Yes, and then you will have a few minutes for questions and answer.
And there are two of us, so it's going to be difficult to keep the time tracks. But
you start now.
I tried to put on my video, but it says that that it's forbidden. Host has stopped it. So if you want to see me, please allow me to use my camera. Yeah, go ahead, Mika.
Okay, so nice to be here. Thanks for the invitation and nice to meet all of you. My name is Mika Kaartinen and I have my colleague Hans Kestilä with me. We come from a Nordic Healthcare Group and we have a short introduction for you about our presence in Tampere and Pirkanmaa area.
Hi everybody from my side too. I'm Hans Kestilä. It's nice to be here. Glad that we got invited to this occasion, and let's see what comes up.
We can take the next slide, please. A few words first about Nordic Healthcare Group and what we do, and then we have a few examples about the cases where we have been part of the innovation group. We work at the moment in 3 different countries. Our headquarters are in Helsinki. We have an office in Turku, and we have a remote office in Tampere too. And then we have a small office also in Stockholm. And our newest office is in Copenhagen. We have, I think, 12 to 13 people working there at the moment. And we all work in the social healthcare business. And there are about 150 experts from different areas in our company at the moment. The main thing in our business is consultancy, and we do have some solutions for business intelligence, data analysis, benchmarking, and such tools. But the basic thing is that we help social and healthcare organizations to improve their patient experience, professional clinician experience, and the processes in many various ways. Would you like to add something here, Hans?
Well, just maybe we could go straight to the projects or the examples, because we have such a limited time. So I think it makes our stuff more visible. So Kotitori is a service integrator model which Tampere City has developed. We have been along with Kotitori as an operator with Tampereen kaupunki and Luona from its very beginning. It makes the elderly or the stay at home more easy and more convenient, because the services are collected into one single stop. The old people can visit the venue at Tampere City. They can call Kotitori, or they can use it via their web browser. And they get easy help for their daily activities. They can maintain a healthy living at their home. So that way, this is a nice service for the actual customer. And on top of that, it makes a lot of savings for the city, because it prevents pretty efficiently the fallout to the more heavy services of old people. So that has been a really good journey for us with Tampereen kaupunki.
We can take the next one. The next one is Omataus. Omataus is a hospital service, online service Tampere University Hospital has designed, and it's basically for every people in Tampere and Pirkanmaa area. You can contact the clinicians, the nurses through this solution, and we have been part of designing this solution. There are about 90,000 people using at the moment. And the next one.
Yep. Yeah, with Omatos we were more on the concept creation side, but with Paketti service, it's an ongoing relationship with the TAU staff. So Paketti is a mobile service which helps the nurses in their daily work. It's mainly for ordering any kind of support service, which used to be very scattered in different systems, and the ordering was done via paper or via different logins. So this application has collected 15 different kind of sectors in one-stop application that the nurses can use beside the patient. So it ensures the time spent with the patient more efficiently, and it also makes a lot of things go clever and quicker because they are in the same system.
And then the last one, Tampere University Hospital has done a lot of work and research about value-based healthcare. And this is one example. They have been doing a tool for lung cancer care for clinicians and management. It's all about evaluating what's the meaningful and most valuable care for the patient. And this tool and analysis helps in that part of clinicians' work.
Yeah, this is a quite good example of like a multi-sector cooperation. We have one pharmaceutical company strongly involved in this one, and it was nice to hear Tero's presentation on Santen's behalf. And we do have the patient's view as a really high importance at our company, and it would be nice to share some thoughts with Tero about Santen's future visions in the care in Finland and in the Nordics as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. Here are a few examples about what we do. Do you have some questions at the moment?
I have one question concerning about those electronic systems and the applications that you have. So actually you are, let's say, doing some of the patient centricity work, what we are also looking for. I just wonder if you have any plans to make it even further, or do you have any applications in your pipeline which is more like a connected to the treatments, different treatments, and how the patients are feeling about those?
If I may, Mika talk slightly about the benchmarking stuff, and then you could go over the PROM measures worldwide visions, if that's okay for you.
Yeah.
So we've been doing over 10 years these benchmarking products as a continuous service mainly for the public side. So like clinical quality measures for the dental care and such products. And currently we're driving the development towards Baltic countries and Nordic countries, and we believe that comparing results, for example, with Norwegian and Swedish and Danish university hospitals with ours is something that makes improves the care on a Nordic level as soon as we get the data stuff in a comparable way together. And that's something that we've been practicing in Finland for almost 15 years now, and I believe there's like at least 50 different record systems and we are familiar with them also. So at least it's safe to say that we've had some practice on that side.
Right. I think it's offline. We could discuss more about this one, and if you could send me, be nice to see and hear.
Yeah, I can share that also.
Okay.
I have the slides.
Splendid. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, everyone. Next on the line is Per from AstraZeneca. Per, welcome.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you all for the invite here. It's great to be here, and I've had some interactions with Business Finland before, and we have talked now, Van, a few times. So really looking forward to, and I've already seen some great presentations. So my name is Per Hillertz, and I'm working in AstraZeneca. I'm based in Gothenburg in Sweden, and now I'm working very much with the BioVenture hub that we have, that is based in Gothenburg, and we have a project together with Business Sweden, at the sister organization to Business Finland, where we're looking at how can we attract the talented companies to maybe sit in the hub and collaborate with us, similar to what previous presenters have done here. So I would like to first set the scene where we are, and then go into the specific project very quickly, of course, since it's only 5 minutes. So my normal role in AstraZeneca is that I'm working with mergers and acquisitions, so integration of companies. I'm a researcher by training, biophysicist, but moved into this area. So as you can see here, I'm going to present the project, the talent attraction project that we're doing with Business Sweden, funded by Vinnova, AstraZeneca, and the BioVenture Hub. And I also want to mention the BioVenture Hub because maybe some of you have seen something about it. So Magnus Björsnö is the sponsor of this project, and he's the CEO of the BioVenture Hub. Thank you. Next slide, please. So just to set the scene, AstraZeneca, the Gothenburg R&D Center is one of the strategic R&D sites in AstraZeneca, and the Gothenburg site has specialties in cardiovascular research as well as inflammatory research, respiratory, and so we have more of an oncology focus in Cambridge and Gettysburg. Thank you. Next slide. In AstraZeneca in Gothenburg, now I think there was one part of the slide. I will share it verbally. There is 38 companies who are sitting in the BioVenture Hub. We can go to the previous slide, please. Yeah, it's just that the first sentence where I don't know what happened there, but 38 companies are today based in the BioVenture Hub, and it's situated, as you can see here, the purple part. It's in the middle of the AstraZeneca site, so it's like the core of the site where these companies are based and can reach out to the different parts for commercialization or whatever help they need. It's 160 employees now and 5,000 square meters. In addition, I want to mention that in the top of the photo there is some space, and at that space right now the GoCo Health Innovation City is being built, where 7,000 employees 7,000 people are aimed to work, and there's already some big companies which have signed up and are actually building their houses right now there. So next slide, please. Just to mention, the BioVenture Hub spans across a few different specialty areas, pharma as well, which is also what AstraZeneca has to focus on, and then we have the medtech companies, quite a big range, diagnostic, digital health, academia partners, only one right now, but and then also expert providers, which can provide help to both these companies as well as AstraZeneca, but also other biotech and pharma. Thank you. Next slide. So my role in this here is the digital part. So we want to enlarge the digitalization part. We think that life science is going digital and digital is going life science. So we want to build this platform in order to help companies to innovate and build digital solutions. You have seen it in previous presentation, really impressive, and we want to do the same. and it moves quickly, this area. We have strong collaboration with IBM, who sets up platforms and provides support for these companies. Quick intro. So we can go to the next slide. This talent attraction project that we're running right now is a joint project with Business Sweden and Vinnova and AstraZeneca and the Bioventure Hub then. And we're starting with the digital focus to look out for how can we attract digital companies to join the Bioventure Hub, and how can AstraZeneca and Bioventure Hub learn from those, and how can these companies be helped. Next slide, please. We have a thinking that we want to create value through digital transformation. And in the bottom of the slide here, you can see that we have chosen a few areas which we focus on in the beginning. We have a strong lab environment at the site. Therefore, we think we can help when it comes to companies who are working in the lab automation space. In addition, the medical device is also a strong part in Gothenburg, especially in the respiratory area. We have continuous manufacturing, where there's a manufacturing site in AstraZeneca, Gothenburg. We have chosen a little bit of a upcoming part, which is the quantum computing space, which we believe a lot in. Imaging, of course, and that's also aligned to the GoCo Health Innovation City, where some of the companies that have signed up there are in the imaging space. And ECD, which is a historical cardiovascular research area in Gothenburg, where we think we have strength. Thank you. Next slide. So we use Business Sweden, a talent attraction approach, where we set the kind of offerings and set the needs. We reach out and scout for these companies, we select them, and then we scale and hope that we can get companies who really want to work with us. I think that's quick. We only have 5 minutes, so let's move on to the next and then we'll go to questions. Thank you. And we have set up a structure on this where we have a project team, but we also have business case owner for each and every part of this area. If you go to lab, if you go to ECD, continuous manufacturing, etc. And then in addition to the business case owner, we have people working who are specialists in ECD or ECD specialists in medical device, a certain area. I mean, it's a very broad area, medical device, but a certain area of that, etc. And this is the way we're reaching out to both AstraZeneca, but also wider academia, etc. and in Bioventure. Thank you. Slide. And so, yeah, this is basically it. We are looking to attract talent and reach out. So I think the next slide is Silvia. Thank you slide. And yes, I hope that was short and sweet. And any questions, comments, thoughts? You can also take it offline. Don't hesitate to contact me if you want to, or any in our project or financial.
I have one question.
Yes.
How do you see now? Because anyway, now we are all here online. What is the kind of role of online living and online kind of collaboration? Because now you are building this kind of physical hub as well.
Yeah.
How you see this kind of world ahead?
Yeah, I think we learn as we go here. I see that there is a need and there is opportunities to taste new ways of working when it comes to virtual collaborations and setting up this. How do we? There is a special thing with pharma then that we have a clinical validation need, and we have some additional things that the pharma company needs to show, or a medtech company needs to show, or a lab company needs to show, that sometimes it's very physical and we need to find the ways to work with that. That's for sure needed. Yes. Good question. We are working, there is another hub in Gothenburg which is called the Mobility X Lab. I think they are with a car focus and automotive focus. They are addressing it from a different angle. They are a little bit ahead, I would say, on that kind of digitalization, and we learn from them, but we also know that there's differences. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have 5 seconds left, so I think we can move on to the next speaker. Let's give a warm welcome to Jari Hyttinen. Jari.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for inviting. I think I'm the only person from the university, so I'm Professor Jari Hyttinen. I'm heading one of our units on our faculty of Medicine and Health Technology, and biomedical is a faculty that, or the unit, who trying to kind of really pushing together biomedical engineering and biotechnology together. And this talk is really about the university and our new faculty and what we can do. And you have a next slide, please. So just a couple of words about university. So we are actually university community joining Tampere University Applied Science and Tampere University. And it's really about putting together technology, society, and health. So very much on the topic of today's seminar as well. So we actually only more than 2 years old, but of course in Tampere we just joined these 2 years ago, so that's still recent. But we have something like 30,000 students, 5,000 employers together, and really try to integrate various, let's say, backgrounds, technology, health, and society. And looking at the back, Tampere University of Technology, that is now part of this bigger university, was actually ranked number 11th in the world for industry collaboration. So that's we are still proud of that, and fourth in Europe, and quite a lot of industry funding as well still around. So we have a lot of collaboration. Could I have a next slide? And just if we step back, I think this is kind of something that resonates quite well with Per said and also some other of our speeches today. So what is the kind of future trends in medicine? And we see that it's really integration, disciplines, and technology. And one kind of, there's a word, precision medicine or patient tailored medicine or something like that. And it's really integrating from the digital footprint and data together to these traditional medicine areas like ECG that's Per mentioned. But there's also a lot of happening in different kind of modeling aspects, modeling from stem cell derived in vitro cells to in silico models, new imaging technologies. There's more data coming from the biology genes, and how we can really put this all together. I think that's really challenge if we can go this precision medicine of the future. Have a next slide. Next one. Okay. So of course, we think that how to do it is also integrating at the universities these functions together. And what we have formed in Tampere is Faculty of Medicine and Health Technology, where we put together clinical medicine, cell and molecular biology, and biomedical engineering. So these were all strong traditional areas of Tampere. Now they are all in one unit with something like 600 staff, almost actually 100 PIs. I think we have close to 150 postdocs working at the faculty together. So we are quite strong unit, and we cover a lot of areas on engineering, almost all in clinical medicine. So those 50 professors that are staff here, they actually work at the same time as clinicians at Tampere University Hospital. So we have really good link to the practical medicine as well. Have the next slide. And what is really emphasized here is that we are really close collaboration with the university hospital because we are next to that, and really a lot of our staff is working there. So it's a lot of collaboration. Hopefully in the future as well, more sharing the data banks and biobanks as well. Next slide. And of course, one area that every university is doing. I have the next. Could I? Okay, now, nice. So what is here is kind of list of things we do in education. So we have, of course, medical school. Don't go here yet. Go back, please. So what we have medical school, and then we have master and bachelor degrees on biotechnology and biomedical engineering. And in biomedical engineering, we look biomedical tissue engineering, biomedical micro and nano devices, health technology and informatics. That is more like traditional biomedical engineering. But also we have 2 different international master programs and integrated doctoral programs. So we produce quite a number of really well-educated people in Tampere on this health area. Next slide, please. And of course, another thing we offer is our quite extensive labs. So if you just click further on, because sorry, this goes one by one. So we have actually quite extensive lab space for let's say fabrication, biomaterial, micronano devices, clean rooms for biomolecules as well, cell and tissue models, also labs that we can really produce implantable tissues and cells. We have a imaging system, various physiological, molecular, and genome analysis system. And we can transfer many of these for preclinical research services. And in collaboration with the hospital, we can offer also this kind of more like outlook to clinical tests, and including clinical trials maybe, as well as and the let's say MDR. Forget to mention, we actually have on this commercialization MDR full study module in our education. So if you go to the next slide. So just click one more time. So we hope that we can really offer you guys, if you are interested, click one more time, please. Okay, now we have it. So we can really offer this high-skilled workforce and science collaboration, R&D collaboration, and also quite extensive infrastructure, whether you are interested in any of these or combination of these. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Jari. And we have 1 minute left for Q&A for this presentation. Please ask questions if you have.
Thank you very much, Jari, for a good presentation. This is Tero. And I'm looking forward to see you in the near future. So we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, I fully agree. Nice to see you here.
Okay, everyone, do you still have questions for Jari? If you don't, then I will move forward with the next presentation. Antti from Innocast Medical, please, welcome to join us today.
Yeah, hi. Can you also allow my camera so I can show my face? Yeah. So,
all right.
Hi, thanks. So my name is Antti Virtanen and I'm coming from Innocast Medical. So I'm head of sales, so I'm responsible of the sales of our services. And my background is with medical devices for over 15 years with G Healthcare and then with Innocast Medical. So you can go to the next slide. And thank you for giving the opportunity to speak here and introduce our company. Okay, so Innocast Medical, maybe, well, at least in the list there were already some people who from companies that are already our customers, but we are a service company specialized in design and product development, quality and regulatory affairs, and manufacturing of medical and IVD devices. And we're also working very much with the digital healthcare solutions and data-driven solutions for healthcare. So we help our customers to productize their ideas. So customers come to us with the idea or a prototype, and they want to make that a product. So we have engineers and factories, and then we have the skill sets for the regulatory know-how to turn the early designs into products that can be manufactured in mass production, and also that meet all the regulatory and other requirements so that they can gain market approvals, CE marks, FDA approvals, and so on. And we are a Finnish company owned by a Finnish family and then located here in Kempele and in Espoo and also in Tallinn. And part of our group, there is also a sister company, Kubist, in Sweden, also working very much on the digital healthcare solutions. So there's about 220 of us, and we last year there was about 31 million euros revenue, and we are specialized in medical devices, so mainly only doing that for 25 years. So we have a lot of experience of all kinds of different medical and IVD devices, and also software devices. And nowadays there's more and more products that are only software, so standalone software products. So those are also strictly regulated, so we can help in developing those. So if you go to the next slide. So we provide, like I said, design services, quality and regulatory services, and manufacturing. So we can help you to do your products, and then projects are very much tailored based on the need of the customer. And whenever there's a need for help, so with us you can concentrate on your core competence, and then you can have us do the implementation, technical implementation of things. And typically our customers, they are mastering some key technology like algorithms or some sensor technology, and then we help to integrate that into a product. And on the manufacturing side, we have also SMD line, so we are doing electronics boards, and then complete medical devices, and shipping those to our customers or to their end customers. And then you can go to the next. So we are working quite widely with the many of the key players in the Nordics in the healthcare sector. So you can see some common companies. So we're working with global big companies, with growth companies, and with many startup companies. So we are open for everyone. And if you go to the next slide. So there is some references of projects we worked with. There is OTV, or Norwegian company, which is making a treatment device for peripheral arterial disease. So with people with the diabetes get ulcers that are not healing on their feet, and this device with a vacuum treatment can help to heal the foot. And we have developed that product together with OTV, and help them to get CE mark and product on the market. And then the next, G Healthcare is a big customer of us, and this product here is a patient monitor. It's an exception to our typical portfolio, because there we are also the legal manufacturer of this product. So G Healthcare is selling and distributing the product, but we are the legal manufacturer. So this forces us to maintain all the quality management systems, and also makes us make sure that we follow the latest regulations, like now the MDR coming. And then there is some other customers, some examples like some C-RAD camera system to follow the position of the patient during radiation therapy. Ceres, our sister company, who is making waste liquid suction systems in OR. Then IDEAN is making CRP meters. You may have seen those in many of the doctors. RSP, a Danish company, which is making non-invasive blood sugar meter. So there's a lot of companies doing that. So we have developed that device with them, and they are now doing clinical trials. iCare making eye pressure meters, and Megin, it's a brain scanner measuring magnetic waves coming from the brain. So an example of a very complex device where there is superconducting sensors in liquid helium measuring very small brain wave signals in non-magnetic rooms. So a big variety of different devices. Common factor is that they are medical devices, and on top of these electromechanical devices, we're working also a lot with software, with data-driven solutions. And for more information, you can join to see from our website. And if you go once more to the next slide, and there's some more links to how to get involved. So if you need help in product development, or you are not so familiar with all the regulatory requirements, we can help you to learn and to get your products in the market. So thank you very much, and I hope to be able to help you someday. Any questions?
Thank you very much for the good presentation. And from my perspective, the collaboration with the eye care system is interesting. So could you please say a few words about that collaboration? Which parts have you done for the eye care?
So we are manufacturing their products in our factories, and then there are some cooperation also on the design side.
Okay, but the development of that equipment has been done by iCare, and they are using you as a CMO, so as a contract manufacturing.
Yes, so that's typically the case. So customers are the legal manufacturers, and they are using us as a contract design partner or contract manufacturing partner. I'm not able to tell that much on the individual cases, but this is typically the way. And then depending on the customer, they have some own resources, competencies that they use, and then it's always a cooperation project, tight cooperation between Innocas and the customer to develop the projects. And the role division is quite different case by case.
Okay, yes, thank you.
There's still one more question for you, Antti. Does Innocas also help with regulatory matters?
Yes. So we have a team of 5 people, regulatory experts, and we help customers build their quality management systems and technical files, and we consult and train customer companies to be able to manage them themselves also. So if you need help, please contact me or the sales mail, and then from our web page you can see some description of what we do on the quality and regulatory side.
Thank you, Antti. That was the last question for you, and we warmly welcome the next speaker, Paul.
Hey, hi, Van. Thank you very much. So, can you hear me okay? Yeah, all good. Thanks, Pep. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having us on. Really appreciate it. We have previously had a chance to meet some of your team at an event in London at the Finnish embassy, so that was fantastic. But it's great to be able to join you guys as well, and we really do appreciate the invitation. So yeah, if you don't mind, Van, just pop onto the first slide, and I will tell you a little bit more about Channel Creator. So what I thought I would do, I do have a colleague with me today on the meeting, or in the meeting, is John Stoddard. So I think what we do is perhaps I'll go through the overview of the company, tell you a little bit more about us, and then Johnny's very good at answering questions. So let's bring John in at the end.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and let's make him do some work at the end. And so store up your questions, and anything you want to ask, we'll be delighted to talk about afterwards. But I'm one of the founders of the company, Paul Brothers, obviously, and John, you just heard, he will join us very soon. There you go. Yes, next slide, please, Van. And let me give you a little bit of an overview. So first of all, who are we? What do we do? So we are an outsourced sales and business development agency. We started the company 2007, so we've now been operating very We have three main offices, three main bases, as you can see, London, Hamburg, and Istanbul. And from those bases, we have teams in each, of course, and we're able to sell into most markets across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We have lots of language capability within the team, which enables that to happen that little bit more quicker, a little bit more effective. But largely, most of the business we do is in English across those markets. In total, the team is 18 people, and all very skilled and lots of experience in sales and marketing. Slightly different elements of sales and marketing, and between all of us, we cover pretty much all of the skills that you're going to need in a fully functioning sales team with some breadth. So what do we believe that every company should have a tailor-made sales strategy and go-to-market plan specifically developed for their own product. And that's what we do. So we work with typically management teams to start with, and we will create and help you create that sales strategy, go-to-market plan, and then we will also execute it for you. So we will then use our teams to step in using your email addresses, or our clients' email addresses, I should say, the client's presence, the client's business card, and we will execute that plan for you. We typically work with two types of company, and there's typically two kind of requirements there. One is that a company already has a fully functioning and capable sales function within their home market, in which case they might come to us to get us to help them to open up new markets, new geographical markets. First couple tend to be the UK and Germany for us, and then it expands beyond and out from there. Other companies we talk to do not have yet a fully functioning sales capability in their own market, normally because they're too early in the cycle, maybe they've not been selling their product just yet, in which case they can come to us and we will actually be their complete outsourced sales and marketing team, international and also for their home market. And we will do that and accommodate all of the channels that they and typically any business would need to accommodate if you're going to start taking your product to market in a serious way. So, Van, next slide, please. So these typically are the channels where we will spend our time, and that would basically encompass a solid go-to-market plan for most products. Depending on your product, you're probably going to focus on certain of these areas more than others. But typically, most companies today and going forward are going to need to get involved in all of them. So a lot of the work we do is very much based on direct selling. So again, need to sit with the client, need to understand who are going to be the markets you're going to target, who are the verticals, which are the industries maybe you're going to go for, which are the first geographical markets you need to go for. And then we work to actually customize and make sure that the proposition for that specific market, that specific industry is correct and meaningful and is going to engage. And then we make sure the messaging that goes with that is also in place. When that's in place, we then work on building out a target customer profile. Because once you've got the markets, who are you going to take your product to? Who are you going to try and sell it to? Once we have that target profile agreed, we would then typically build out a list of targets, a list of prospects that meet that profile that we will then reach out to, engage with, and then begin a sales cycle, which obviously hopefully ends up in sales and revenues. We also spend a lot of time building channels, typically to support also that direct selling effort. Channels can be wonderful things. They can also be bad things. So the important thing about building a channel is, again, to understand who is your profile company, who's your profile or your target profile reseller or partner that's actually going to be the multiplier that you want, is actually going to add the services maybe around your product that need to be added to be able to sell it effectively. So again, we will do the same thing, build out the profiles, find out, get a list of those target companies we're going to go and approach, and our team are then responsible for the reach out and to start to develop that channel for you. As I say, channels can be very powerful, but they are a lot of effort. They are a lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of resource, and you have to make sure you're going to get a return on investment. So running out of time, guys, so I'll probably speed it up a little bit. We've also got a lot of experience on e-commerce. We've been building online sales channels and online sales platforms for clients for many years. Experience at the high end enterprise level, where you may be using an IBM Westfield Commerce and it's a 2 million budget. We also got a lot of experience down at the low end, where you might be spending $20,000, $30,000 on a Drupal or a Magento site. So again, we can help in that sector. And also, depending on what your product is, we may be looking at a distribution model. We may be looking at that ever evolving world of marketplaces. So we can advise and reach out to those as well. Also, of course, all of those activities all need to be supported by a very effective marketing and lead generation exercise and activities. I've mentioned a few of those in there already. I won't go through those. But if anything there is of interest to people, do reach out afterwards and be very happy to dive into those. One thing I will mention very, very quickly is when we start looking at competitive intelligence and social media activation, we are very, very skilled in social media listening. So if anyone's got a product, particularly a new product that you're going to take to market, before we do anything, is we gather data globally, typically, on your specific market, your target market, your product, whatever it is. Listen to what people are saying about it organically. Get the understanding of the market, understand the market you're going to sell into, the perceptions, the positives, the negatives, and then make sure what we say and the messages we use resonate with that market before we go piling into it, of course. Yes, please, Van, next slide. It might be start. Perfect. Yeah. So just want to let you know that we work with companies of all sizes. We spend an awful lot of time with startups that are pre-revenue, still working around their proposition, still not quite sure what the messaging needs to be. So we're more than happy to dive in and help you with that. But we also work with our biggest client, to give you an idea, is a multi-billion-dollar US company, and we manage tens of millions of revenue for them across all of Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So we work with all. Van, just last slide very quickly. I think I've got a few minutes, a few seconds left before my 5 minutes is up. I just want to leave you guys with an offer. So one of the things we do as part of our first engagements is to do just a clinic, just to have a very open, very honest chat. It's free, we don't charge for it. If there's any issues you've got with your sales and marketing and you want to discuss, we're happy to discuss. If you're not even at that position yet and you're about to start selling and marketing and you just need to get your ducks in a line, as we call it, then we're very happy to sit with you and talk through the processes that we would go through to get you to that position where you can start to reach out to your marketplace and your clients. Again, very happy to do this. Just drop me a note on the email, drop me a phone call, whatever you want to do, but make contact and we'd be delighted to do this for you. Sorry, Van, was I over time?
No worries. Thank you
Perfect.
so much. And for all audience, I will share the slides and the contact information later on if there are contact informations on the slides, so you don't have to worry about that. And we have one last speaker, actually, unexpected arrangement for me. So Dr. Radek Bombera from BioNavis. It's a Tampere company.
Yes, exactly. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Can you see me? Great. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for this very nice introduction. So Radek Bombera, I am representing BioNavis, a company which is based in Tampere that, that manufactures and commercializes the instruments, scientific instruments based on MPS-PR phenomenon. And they are used in different applications. And today I will give you I will showcase a couple of examples which might be potentially used in medical diagnostic and health industry. So next slides, please. So shortly about our company, it was established in 2006 here in Tampere Tampere, based on the research that was done on VTT, so the National Research Institute in Finland. And as I said, we developed a whole range of SPR instruments of new generation. And actually, to honor the Finnish origin, we gave them the names of Finnish animals. Actually, these were the first names or words that I learned in Finnish. So here you can see Ilves, and now if I ask to click, you can see also the other instruments. So there will be Kauris, Vasa, or Nali, for example. So the instruments are based on optical phenomenon that can measure surface interactions, but also layer properties. So it has been proven with many different samples ranging from drugs, proteins, live cells, but even coatings such as nanocellulose or different functional polymers. And it can also work in very complex biological mediums such as serum. So now the next slide, please. Nowadays we have over 200 installations all over the world in more than 40 countries in different fields. So you can find our instrument that can be used, for example, for optimization of coatings, for solar panels, implants, or other medical devices, but also in pharma industry, like for example for drug development. And actually, I have some chat coming. In pharma industry, as I said, but currently the clinical use is not so widely applied in terms of our technology, and that's why I would like to showcase a couple of examples to give you the idea of what is the potential of our technology in that field. So next slide, please. So those are a couple of examples for that the technique has been used by our customers towards, for example, cancer detection. So here you can see the technology was used, for example, for measurement of exosomes. So exosomes are quite of interest for diagnostic field, especially for rare diseases or cancer, but also for therapy or for drug delivery systems. So here in this first study that you can see above, our technique was used to detect ovarian cancer exosomes, given a very dedicated chemistry on a sensor surface that is provided with our instrument. And actually, this technique shows how you can use it, for example, for protection of early breast cancer or other types of cancer. On the example below, you can see how our sensor can be also used with live cells. So here you can see the measurements of the affinity or the interaction between different types of T cells with PMHC complexes. So PMHC complexes are quite an interesting part of our adaptive immune system, and there can be associated with different type of antigens. So they can be exposed by our immune system, and actually our technique can serve as a quite efficient tool to characterize or to develop different potential means for personalized cancer immunotherapy, as it was presented in that very particular study. And if we now move to the next slide, here I'm having a pleasure to present to you our newly developed COVID-19 serological tests. So this project has been supported by Business Finland, and the main goal was to provide some new tools and new approaches for overall or wide testing in the population in order to cope better with the current global pandemic that we are facing nowadays. So DSA was developed basically to detect coronavirus specific and related antibodies directly in human serum. So we have provided and we have developed a solution based on antigens that were carefully selected for that purpose to have a great stability and robustness of the testing. Based on the knowledge that we got already from quite well-studied proteins responsible for the infection with coronavirus. So our solution, as you can hear below, is based on a COVID-19 testing kit consisted of a sensor and some reagents, which combined with our NPR instrument can screen patient samples. And the patient samples, serum samples, can be drawn from as little volume as 10 microliters. And the results that were proven from reference serum material hospital, but also from a group of patient serums, enabled the technique or the approach to discriminate between negative and positive samples. And the results have quite high level of correlation to ELISA test, for example, which is typically used and was performed also at the very same group of patients. So the main advantage of the technique is that it doesn't give only the quantitative data, but also qualitative response from the immune response of the patient. So basically, you can see here, for example, on the histogram, a quite serological signature, which is proper to the patient and can tell us a lot about the load of the virus that the patient was exposed, or for example, how long time elapsed from the infection, or for example, how efficient is the vaccine. So as a future outlook of this kind of assay, we can provide it as a long-term tool for screening of, for example, immune response or survey of the immunity over the population, and which is maybe most important now, the efficacy of the vaccination. But also it can be translated to other pathologies or other future threats or emerging viruses. And also another thing that I would like to mention, that these tests were so far enabled with serum, and now we will be moving to testing in saliva towards less invasive testing methods. And with this, I would like to finish. So please, the last slide, where you can find our contacts. So thanks again for the invitation here. And if you want to hear more, you can always consult our website and contact us with the given emails. We are open to any collaboration and partnerships. And thank you for your attention.
Okay. Thank you for the presentation. Do we have any questions for Radek?
A question, are these devices, are they medical devices or IVD devices, or how are they categorized?
Yeah, so for the moment, they are characterized as scientific instruments mostly for R&D that have been used in academia or university hospitals. So far, we don't have the authorization to be used as CVD devices, but we are looking forward to get some through some collaboration, I guess.
Any more questions? Oh, there's one more question for you. When can we book a time for short test?
Well, I can see that that Sanna, who is asking the question, from our sister company Biomancio. We are close by, so you can just pop in because we are based in the same premises.
Okay, thank you so much. We actually have still a few seconds for questions, but if you don't have any questions, let's come back to the last questions that Han has for General Creators team.
Yeah, I typed in to the chat that could you give some examples of your success stories related to healthcare, which would be in the Nordics or even in Finland?
So in the healthcare market, we've done a couple of things. So we've actually worked for clients who wanted to sell into the healthcare market itself. So taken a different solutions for different companies who wanted to sell into big pharma companies directly. So we've done that on a few occasions, and that's typically gone very well. If you approach in the right way, you talk to the right people, it's typically a very engaging marketplace that are keen to learn, keen to educate themselves. They don't all do business, of course, but it's generally a nice market to sell into. And we've also worked for a couple of very large pharma companies themselves, and that was more in the space around market research, and more specifically, which I touched on, which was social media listening. So using our capability to gather data, just organic, online, social data, conversations that are already happening in a certain marketplace. This was not actually in the Nordics, this was actually in the Far East. This was in about 10 different countries in the Far East. Started in Japan and moved out from there. But listening to the conversation around a certain medical device, specific medical device used for diabetes or the treatment of diabetes. And it was just understanding the perception of that device, its efficacy, and its potential development over the longer term. And then using all of that information and that knowledge, we then helped them build out a plan for how they would take that to market. Not really from a sales point of view, more from a marketing perspective. So it was more about finding insights and perceptions of the market that they could use for content development, distributing content, specifically distributing content to healthcare professionals in specific markets, and really kind of laying the ground for a launch of their product, and in another case, a relaunch of a product into those specific markets.
Yeah. Paul John here. The other thing that's I think is worth mentioning is we've worked with Van before, and we've already done 3 clinics for companies based in Business Tampere. And so we're in discussions with those 3 companies about going forward to the second clinic and potentially working together in the future. So it is something we've already done with Van previously.
Yeah, cool, good point.
Yes, and from what I remember, the feedback was really good. And I was also joining the sessions with the companies as well. So that is why I believe this is a really good opportunity for other companies in Tampere health community to at least book a clinic session with the channel creators team, and let's see what kind of feedback or what kind of insight you might get out of it. But I think this is great opportunity for everyone. So
yeah, we'd be delighted.
Yes. Okay, I think that was the last questions that we have. Is there anyone who would like to ask a question still? I hear them, but I'm not sure. Maybe not for us.
Yeah, it may be a question, just not for us, Van, by the sounds of it.
Okay, that was the last speaker of today, and I would like to close this meeting officially by thanking all of you for being with us today. And I will share the presentations, contact informations, and a feedback form to you later. And please feel free to reach out to me and let me know if you would like to be the next speakers in the next meeting. And in the feedback form, I would like to ask for if you have any suggestions for topics that I should add on the agenda next time, and if you think this kind of meeting is helpful for you, and if everyone is thinking that this is not helpful, then of course, obviously, we're not going to have it anymore. So please kindly give me the feedback. I would really appreciate that. And we will try our best to do whatever we can to help the businesses in Tampere and of course our partners as well. Have a nice weekend, everyone. I will close the meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Van. Thanks all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, and have a great weekend too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.